Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy WattsTV, man, and today we have a reaction video. This is kind of a follow-up. Do you guys remember the chick Lily Phillips, the OnlyFans model that I talked about like a month ago, who had intercourse with 100 men in one day? Yeah, so the video that we are going to be reacting to is essentially the documentary surrounded around her sleeping with 100 men in one day, and it basically gives us a lot of behind the scenes stuff and a lot of interesting perspectives from what her family thinks about what she's doing, how she felt afterwards, how did the interaction with the guys go, etc, etc, etc. But before we get into it, please do me a favor, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel, lets me know that you are rocking with the content. Guys, I noticed there are a lot of you who watch my channel but have yet to subscribe. Do your boy a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 15K before the year ends, so make sure that you run it up. Subscribe, 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 and while you're at it, please do me a favor and join the Discord as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. And also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/watts_TV94. I go live every Saturday around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. All right, so I wanted to talk about this. Well, one, because it was essentially like trending on Twitter and a lot of people were talking about this documentary. I did watch the entire video, so I do have timestamps of the things that I want to talk about. But with that out of the way, let's just get into it.
I've seen you say on podcasts and things before that your family and your parents are proud of you and what you've achieved.
Well, my parents knew straight from the start, like, about what I was doing. Yeah, I was just very open with it. Obviously at the start they were a bit apprehensive because they want me to be safe and
yeah,
they want me to make good decisions and stuff like that. I just think I can't hold myself back and do something that I'm scared what other people might think.
Your parents must be very sort of forward thinking and open-minded, which is great, because I think if I told my parents that I was the UK's biggest cunt, they probably they wouldn't like that. You show me the set.
Yeah, I gotta agree with my guy over here. They have to be forward thinking, because similar to what he said, if I told my parents that I was a sex worker, or if I was in the corn industry, yeah, they would be very disappointed because of the things that come with that. There are a lot of things that I feel like some people do not even take into consideration when they do OnlyFans or when they do get into the corn industry. First off, no parent is going to be proud of the fact that their own daughter considers herself to be the cum slut of the UK. I'm sorry, I'm not judging anybody here, but that is absolutely nothing to be proud of. And yes, it is very embarrassing. Now, I understand she wants to do what she wants to do and she's not really thinking about others. She just wants to fulfill her own passions and her own needs. Cool, I get it, whatever. But more times than not, I feel like these sex workers do not think about their loved ones. And you got to think about it this way, like, what if like friends of your mother and your father are subscribed to your OnlyFans page? For me to be a parent, that would be absolutely traumatizing and weird, because you are watching my daughter not only be naked, but basically participate in something that is like personal and can be viewed as sacred as well. You are looking at her in a very vulnerable light. And for me, if I was a parent, I most definitely would not be okay with that. I feel like no sane person would be okay with that. Anyway, moving on to the next clip.
Kill it. Yeah, careful. Kill it. Lots of fluids.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you mind not filming the guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just as proceedings were about to commence, we were asked to leave. It was hard not to feel concern for Lily as we left the house. She seemed more apprehensive about what she was doing than she had done over the past few weeks. Perhaps the reality of the situation was beginning to dawn on her. It certainly was for me.
Yeah.
It was just weird. Like, that's all I can describe it as. It's just so weird. Like, I think Lily seemed a bit more nervous than she seemed throughout this, but still, like, kind of up for it. I just cannot believe in the middle of this like super affluent suburb, this girl is about to just have a load of strangers, 100 strangers in someone's Airbnb.
Yeah, guys, I don't care what you say. Having intercourse with 100 people in one day is crazy. And I don't care what type of horny person that you are, okay? That is a lot. Even as a man, that would make me feel so uncomfortable. I would be so nervous. So for one, STDs, obviously. And yes, I know these men supposedly filled out waivers and they got STD checks, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, I understand that. But still, it's not impossible that she could possibly catch something. And not only that, I can just imagine the toll that this took on her body. You are letting 100 random men enter you, just having intercourse with her throughout the day up until the night. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't care how much you love intercourse. This would shake anybody. Doing it with this many people in one day, yes, it would shake literally anybody. And in these next few clips, the interviewer is basically interviewing guys that have already finished. So let's see what they have to say about this situation.
Just for this.
So I came last night and I'm leaving basically after. I went for the authentic experience.
Okay.
I had pie.
Pie,
Yeah,
British
in the
pie,
pub,
pie
yeah.
and mash.
Yeah.
How long have you known or been a fan of Lily Phillips?
Since the beginning, I would say.
Did you ever think you'd be able to have sex with her?
No, never.
And today you did?
Yes.
Were you nervous this morning going in there?
Yes, especially when I saw all the guys, the cute.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was definitely nervous.
Were you worried that maybe some of the other guys aren't going to get an STI check? Or?
A little
Yeah.
bit, but also I think the risk for the guys is maybe less high than for her. This has to be the most expensive shag ever.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
200 to get tested, 250 for the flight, maybe 800.
£800 and worth it?
800 pounds in US currency is like a band. So this man spent a rack to fly to the UK to have intercourse with this woman for 5 minutes. How is that worth it? And I'm sorry, I'm so confused because so many people want to talk about, you know, intercourse workers and OnlyFans models and how they're a poison to society. What about the men? This man literally just said he spent a rack to have intercourse with this OnlyFans model for 5 minutes. You say they're a poison. Why are we not talking about these men? Why do we not give them the same flack? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, without a doubt.
How are you doing? How's it going so far? How many are we on?
Only 8.
First of all, saying only 8 is crazy because 8 people in one day is a lot, but 2 people in one day is a lot. God.
Originally, we had been told we'd be allowed back to film with Lily while she had a break for lunch at 2 p.m. However, we received a text from her PA explaining that they were overrunning and they were going to have to skip lunch. Sorry, it's Chocker, and anytime she gets a break, it's for a quick shower and eat, and then back to working, so no time to be filming during her breaks.
Okay, at least she's been showering throughout the day. Cool.
However, we were able to speak to another man as he left the Airbnb, although he seemed shaken by the experience.
How are you?
Yo, what happened in there? Y'all see how this man is shaking while he's drinking? Damn. What happened?
Another man as he left the Airbnb, although he seemed
Yo, seriously, what
shaken
happened?
by the experience.
Damn, he acting like he pulled down the underwear and he saw a goddamn alien pop up. Yeah! Like, what the fuck happened in there to really make you have this reaction? Obviously, the dude is scared because of, you know, possible STDs, etc., etc. Like, this is a risk. Yes.
How are you feeling?
It's not something I'd normally do, but I saw it. I thought might as well.
Yeah.
I think I saw it and I just thought, fucking might as well just do it.
And like, how long did you get with her?
Well, she said 5 minutes, and then halfway through, she said she hadn't started the timer, so she said like 5 minutes from now. Which was all right.
So you got some extra.
Yeah, just an extra time.
Do you know how many guys have gone before you?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, like, is that what?
Well, maybe, yeah, but I don't really know. You know, I just thought,
Are you happy you did it?
a little bit, I'm just a bit nervous really if anyone find out. My dad would kick me out straight away.
Brilliant.
I forgot he said that. Yes, So that's why he was nervous. He said he was nervous if somebody was actually going to see it, which is also a concern because like you don't know this OnlyFans model. You don't know if she's going to like have your face in the footage. You don't know if she even cares. Like I know he probably had that conversation with her prior, like, yo, I really don't want my face being shown like in the camera at all, but you don't know if she's gonna uphold your wishes. You really don't know.
Then, finally, the feat was complete and we were invited inside.
Hello. How are you? Good. How are you? Did they complete?
What's on?
Oh, yeah.
Lily's just in the shower now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Lily offered to show me the aftermath.
Hey, I'm sorry. I can't touch you. I know you just shot. I cannot. I feel like after all of this, like even if you shower, I feel like if I poke her, like if I touch her, my finger would stick to her skin. Like, ugh. Oh boy.
Math of their stunt.
Oh, it stinks.
What does it smell like?
Like brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Oh, holy shit.
I guess it. You actually died. Is that real?
I'm not gonna lie. I did not hear. I don't know how I didn't hear the gagging the first time, but the cameraman literally gagged. That is crazy. That room must smell rancid. Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. And you know, some people, like especially when it comes to men, some men have poor hygiene. Actually, I would say more men than women have poor hygiene. So you can only imagine the smells, the scents that are in that room. So you can just only imagine the smells that's gross, man. I don't know. Like, I understand she's been in the room for like literally all day, so she's probably immune to the smell, but that is fucking gross.
Yeah, he's not good with smells.
Lily then walked us through the process that she had repeated 100 times that day.
Come on in, make yourself at home, take your shoes off. I've got some hangers here if you want to put your coat up.
Nice.
Come on in, where you travel from today? Oh, lovely. Yeah, oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'll get you on the bed, make yourself comfortable, take off your trousers, and we're going to have a fun time. And then I'll give them the phone camera. I'll just say, I'm guessing you don't want your face in it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it'll be POV phone camera.
Yeah.
I'll start usually with a and then I'd say, like, is there anything you like, don't like?
That's the part that I find crazy. You meaning to tell me, and I assume this, I said this in my last video, you're meaning to tell me every guy that came in there, she gave them head. Every guy. I understand. Apparently, they got checked for STDs. Like, I get it. There is still a chance. There is still a chance. And that is just gross, man. That is... You want to talk about the smells in the room? Her breath probably smells terrible. Oh my gosh. I want to know how often she like had to use mouthwash or brush her teeth, because that's just nasty.
Any certain position you want to do.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we kind of got straight into it.
Did you do the with a condom on or?
No, I didn't.
Condom
Condom off.
Okay, but then like once they're having sex and it's like condom on type thing.
Yeah.
It does smell a lot like sex. I mean, and there's rose. That's nice. Did one of the guys?
Gross,
and
man.
How are you feeling?
Surprisingly, downstairs is not really sore.
Okay.
It's more
How?
just tired. My eyes sting like nothing else.
Why?
Because of all the cum in it. I think I repeatedly said, you can come on my face, but not in my eye.
And they just went right at the eyes.
Well, I think like it might have been an accident. But no, I mean, I've definitely seen some spunk today, Jesus. And it just took definitely a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I think it was when it was only like 40 and I was like, I'm not even halfway yet.
Yeah.
And 40 is still a lot of people. Like,
yes, 40 is a lot of people to be having intercourse with in one day. Yes.
Imagine 40 people and be like, I'm not even halfway like done.
When was the last time you ate?
I had I think I had a yam yam. Yam yam, is that what they're called? A little pastry. And I think I had a sandwich, and that was kind of, and then the rest come. It's not for the weak, girls. if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. It's okay.
I don't know how many times I'm gonna hit that button during this video. Yeah, it's intense. And she said it isn't for the weak. Now, guys, she is upset. She's not gonna admit it, and she's not gonna say this, but sex is already very personal, and it's already very like invasive. You are literally letting somebody enter your body. And think about it this way. You are having 100 guys that you do not know that are subscribed to your OnlyFans have intercourse with you. They don't necessarily care about you. They just think that you're attractive and they want to have intercourse with you. That's all. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are a few guys that have like, you know, a weird parasocial situation with her sprinkled in there. I'm sure. But for the most part, you are being used. You are being used as pleasure, essentially. I can imagine anybody feeling like this after doing something to this like magnitude, because like I said, you are letting your body be used by strangers. You feel like a whore. Now, what is interesting about this is that she gives a different reason as to why she is basically emotional. So let's see what she has to say about it.
I think I was you know, when I talked to you last, like I was not nervous. It was like the day before. I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. But it was good. It was more, I guess the interactions when like, I'd have to stop them early and like, you'd have to stand on business and be like, I'm so sorry, you got to go. And like the awkward interaction of like you feeling pressure to have to make them come if like you haven't spent enough time with them and feeling like they didn't, like you didn't give them a good time because like they only got 2 minutes.
And that's what's making you feel emotional, is that maybe you think you didn't give some guys a good enough time today?
Yeah, and it's hard, I think, having the interactions with them when they're like, what, you're not going to make me finish? I've come all this way. Like, kind of like guilt tripping me a little bit. I felt bad, like some people just travel so far, like I didn't want to give them a shit time and like come away from this and be like, oh, that was shit.
So to an extent, I understand what she's saying, because she literally had some of these guys travel like across countries in order to like partake in this opportunity. And she said she felt bad because she couldn't give them the time that they were expecting. I'm not going to lie to you guys. A part of me doesn't believe her when she says this, because what do you really expect? Did you really expect to give these guys the time of their lives within 5 minutes? That doesn't make any sense. And the time constraint is there so that you can meet the goal of hitting 100 people, 100 men in one day. So you knew that you weren't going to give some of these people the time of their lives, and you knew some people also weren't going to finish. Like it was inevitable. Sometimes it takes guys a little longer to finish. It takes them longer than 5 minutes. Yeah, I really don't know if I believe her when she said this. She's basically saying she feels like she let her fans down. But I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's the former more so than the latter. Because like I said, this process, what she's doing is extremely invasive, extremely personal. And it's scary because you are having people enter you that you do not know, that are just using you for your body. That has to do something to your psyche, you know? So now I'm even more confused because I see her reaction and I see how hard this was to do, to sleep with 100 men in one day. So I'm even more confused when she put out this message.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all. I thought perhaps in years to come she may look back at this day in sadness, but not so instantly afterwards. She had stressed to me throughout my time with her how excited she was for this challenge and how this was her fantasy, so to see her so visibly upset at the end of it all was really sad. But my confusion was only added to in the days following our filming with Lily, as she announced to her fans that in February of 2025, she would be sleeping with 1,000 men in a single day to break the world record.
Last week I did 101 guys. Now this was just the warm-up, because in February I'm going to be the first person ever to reach 4 digits of guys all in one day. Yes, 1,000 guys.
Maybe what we witnessed that night was just someone overwhelmed with emotion after completing such a monumental challenge.
That ain't it. I just find it, that's also why I say what she said was cap. Because if you know that, if you are so distraught that because you feel like you disappointed your fans because you couldn't give them the experience that they wanted, what the hell is what are you going to think when you try to do this with 1,000 guys? You have to, you gotta start literally right at midnight. As soon as midnight hits, you gotta go from 12 to 11:59 p.m. And I did not do the math. I don't know how long these guys are going to even be able to be in there with her, and I don't know the stipulations. I don't know if they have to finish or not. I don't know. But my point is, you are even less likely to give them the time that they were looking forward to, you know? So that's exactly why I said what she said was cap. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I really don't understand what she was looking to gain by doing this, and I'll make a follow-up video when she tries to attempt this in February. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. Make sure that you follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Watts_TV94, and make sure that you join the Discord. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.